The enigma of Inca gold is one of the greatest mysteries in the history of South America. For centuries, explorers and archaeologists have sought to uncover the secrets of this legendary treasure, whose whereabouts remain unknown to this day. But what makes this gold so special? Why does it continue to fascinate people around the world, centuries after the end of the Inca Empire? To understand the magnitude of this enigma, we need to go back in time and delve into the history of the Inca Empire, one of the most fascinating and advanced civilizations in the pre-Columbian Americas. The Incas ruled a vast territory that stretched across much of the Andes mountain range, encompassing areas that today belong to Peru, Ecuador, Bolivia, Argentina, and Chile. His empire, known as Tawantinsuyu, or Land of the Four Regions, was a highly organized and sophisticated society, with notable achievements in architecture, engineering, and metallurgy. Gold played a central role in Inca culture, not only as a symbol of wealth and power, but also as a sacred element closely linked to their cosmology. For the Incas, gold was considered the sweat of the sun, a physical manifestation of the solar deity Inti, the main deity of their pantheon. This belief gave the precious metal an almost divine status, making it a fundamental element in religious rituals, ceremonies, and the decoration of temples and palaces. The skill of Inca artisans in working gold was unparalleled. They developed sophisticated metalworking techniques, creating objects of extraordinary beauty and complexity. Ceremonial masks, figurines, jewelry, and utensils were produced with a precision and level of detail that still defies our understanding today. A notable example of this mastery is the famous golden solar disk that adorned the Temple of the Sun in Cusco, the capital of the empire. Described by Spanish chroniclers as an object of impressive size and splendor, this disk symbolized the direct connection between the Inca emperor and the sun god. The abundance of gold in the Inca Empire was such that, according to historical accounts, the walls of the Temple of the Sun in Cusco were covered with solid gold plates, and the temple gardens contained life-size replicas of plants, animals, and even shepherds, all made entirely of gold and silver. These descriptions, although possibly exaggerated by Spanish chroniclers, give an idea of the richness and splendor of the Inca civilization at its height. The enigma of Inca gold began to take shape with the arrival of the Spanish conquerors, led by Francisco Pizarro in 1532. The encounter between these two very different civilizations resulted in one of the most dramatic and consequential episodes in the history of the Americas. The Spanish, driven by greed and the search for riches, were dazzled by the amount of gold they found in the Inca Empire. The turning point of this story occurred in Cajamarca, where the Inca Emperor Atahualpa was captured by Pizarro in an ambush. In an attempt to secure his release, Atahualpa proposed an extraordinary ransom. He promised to fill one room with gold and two with silver. This event, known as the Rescue of Atahualpa, impressively illustrates the abundance of precious metals in the Inca Empire and the emperor's willingness to part with these riches to guarantee his freedom. For months, caravans of Incas arrived in Cajamarca carrying an impressive amount of gold and silver. Sacred objects, ceremonial artifacts, and works of art were melted down to fill the promised space. It is estimated that the ransom value, in modern terms, would easily exceed hundreds of millions of dollars. However, even after fulfilling his promise, Atahualpa was executed by the Spanish. In an act of treason that marked the beginning of the end of the Inca Empire, news of Atahualpa's execution quickly spread throughout the empire, prompting the Incas to take drastic measures to protect their remaining gold from Spanish invaders. It's at this point that the enigma of Inca gold really begins to come together. Accounts and legends suggest that enormous quantities of gold were hidden in secret locations in the Andes Mountains, in underground caves, or even submerged in sacred lakes. One of the most persistent legends is that of the treasure of Vilcabamba, the last capital of the resilient Inca Empire. It is believed that as the Spanish advanced, the Incas managed to transport a significant amount of gold to this city, hidden deep in the Amazon rainforest. Vilcabamba resisted Spanish attacks for decades, and when it finally fell in 1572, the expected treasures were not found. This fueled speculation that the gold had been hidden somewhere nearby, awaiting rediscovery. Another intriguing theory involves the legendary El Dorado, the city of gold that obsessed European explorers for centuries. Although originally associated with the region of Colombia, some historians suggest that the legend of El Dorado may have its roots in stories of hidden Inca gold. The idea of an entire city made of gold, although fantastic, would not be completely Absurd considering the wealth described in accounts of Cusco and other Inca centers. Lake Titicaca, the largest lake in South America and considered sacred by the Incas, also figures in many theories about the whereabouts of the lost gold. Local legends speak of enormous quantities of gold and precious artifacts that were thrown into the depths of the lake to prevent them from falling into the hands of the conquerors. Although underwater expeditions have discovered some interesting artifacts at the bottom of the lake, no significant treasures have been found to date. The search for lost Inca gold is not just limited to legends and speculation. Over the centuries, countless expeditions and archaeological projects have tried to unravel this mystery. One of the most famous cases is that of the supposed Taos Cave in Ecuador. In the 1970s, Hungarian-Argentine explorer Janos Juan Moric claimed to have discovered a vast network of caves containing gold artifacts and a metallic library with information about ancient civilizations. Although subsequent expeditions have not confirmed these extraordinary claims, the legend of Taos Cave continues to intrigue researchers and enthusiasts. Another place that has attracted the attention of treasure hunters and archaeologists is the Paititi region. On the border between Peru and Bolivia, Paititi is described in legends as a lost Inca city, full of gold and ancient knowledge. Although several expeditions have explored the area, no conclusive evidence of Paititi's existence has been found to date. However, these searches have led to the discovery of other important archaeological sites, contributing to our understanding of the extent and complexity of the Inca civilization. The enigma of Inca gold is not just a question of lost treasures and material riches. It represents a crucial chapter in the history of the encounter between the old and new worlds, symbolizing the cultural clash and tragedies that marked the conquest of the Americas. The search for this gold raises complex ethical and legal questions about cultural property and the right to explore archaeological sites. In recent years, there has been a growing recognition of the importance of preserving the cultural heritage of indigenous peoples. Many archaeologists and historians argue that even if large quantities of Inca gold were discovered today, they should be considered the property of the nations where they were found, with special emphasis on the rights of the descendants of the Incas. Modern technology has played an increasingly important role in the search for lost Inca gold. Advanced remote sensing techniques, such as LiDAR, light detection and ranging, have allowed researchers to map extensive areas of dense forest, revealing structures and patterns that are not visible to the naked eye. These technologies have already led to the discovery of new archaeological sites and have the potential to reveal locations that may be related to hidden gold. Geological analyses and studies of pre-Columbian trade and mining patterns have also provided new insights into the possible origins and fates of Inca gold. Researchers have mapped ancient trade routes and identified sources of gold that were mined by the Incas, which may provide clues about where large quantities of gold could have been stored or hidden. A fascinating aspect of the Inca gold enigma is how it intertwines with the story of Inca resistance against Spanish conquerors. After the fall of Cusco, a resistance movement known as the Neo-Inca state of Vilcabamba continued to fight the Spanish for nearly 4 decades. It is possible that during this period, the Incas were able to hide large quantities of gold in remote and inaccessible locations in the Andean mountains. The possibility that some of this gold may have been taken beyond the borders of the ancient Inca Empire has also been considered. Some theories suggest that the Incas may have established escape routes that extended to distant regions of the Amazon or even to the Pacific coast. While these theories are speculative, they highlight the potential geographic extent of the Inca gold mystery. The cultural impact of the Inca gold enigma goes far beyond the fields of archaeology and history. It has inspired countless works of fiction, from adventure novels to Hollywood films. The image of the explorer searching for lost Inca treasures has become a common trope in popular culture, often mixing historical fact with fantastic elements. These representations, although often exaggerated or inaccurate, have helped keep fascination with the Inca world and its history alive. However, it is important to approach this topic with a critical and ethical perspective. The search for Inca gold often obscures more important aspects of Inca history and culture. Excessive focus on gold can lead to a reductionist view of this rich and complex civilization, ignoring its achievements in fields such as agriculture, engineering, and social organization. Furthermore, uncontrolled treasure hunting can cause irreparable damage to important archaeological sites. Many historic sites in the Andean region have been targeted by looters and amateur treasure hunters, resulting in the destruction of valuable archaeological evidence, and the irreparable loss of historical knowledge. Governments in Andean countries have implemented strict laws to protect their cultural heritage, but the challenge of preserving these sites in remote and often inaccessible areas remains significant. International cooperation and the use of advanced monitoring technologies have been crucial in these conservation efforts. The enigma of Inca gold also raises interesting philosophical questions about the value we place on material objects and how this shapes our understanding of history. Gold in itself has no intrinsic value beyond that which we attribute to it culturally. For the Incas, its value was mainly spiritual and symbolic. The transformation of this gold into an object of greed and obsessive pursuit reflects changes in perceptions of value between different cultures and eras. As we move into the 21st century, the enigma of Inca gold continues to intrigue and fascinate. New archaeological discoveries, technological advances, and historical reinterpretations continue to shed light on this mystery. However, perhaps the true value of this enigma lies not in the possibility of finding material treasure, but rather in what it teaches us about history, culture, and the complex encounters between civilizations. Inca gold, whether found or not, serves as a powerful reminder of the cultural richness and sophistication of pre-Columbian civilizations. It invites us to reflect on the lasting impacts of European conquest on the Americas and on how we interpret and value the cultural heritage of past civilizations. Ultimately, the Inca gold enigma is more than a quest for material riches. It is a journey through history, an exploration of lost cultures, and an exercise in historical imagination. He challenges us to look beyond the glitter of gold and appreciate the true richness of the Inca legacy, their knowledge, their ingenuity, and their unique worldview. As we continue to explore and study the Inca world, we must do so with respect, ethics, and a genuine desire to understand, not just possess. The true treasure, after all, may not be hidden in some remote cave or at the bottom of a sacred lake, but in the knowledge and wisdom we can gain by studying and appreciating this remarkable civilization. The enigma of Inca gold therefore remains not just a mystery to be solved, but a portal to a deeper understanding of our shared history. He reminds us that sometimes the questions we ask about the past are as revealing as the answers we find. And while physical gold may remain elusive, the true treasure, the knowledge and understanding we gain through this search, is within our grasp, waiting to be discovered by those willing to look beyond the surface sheen and delve into the depths of history and culture.